Okay, good day. I'm 𝙤𝙧𝙢𝙀, Global Training Manager for METOS North America. Today we're going to talk about in-field devices and solutions for your farm operations. We've been involved in innovation on farm for 37 years and work with a whole host of industry, telecommunications, sensor, and interface partners in all aspects of agriculture today. We are asked to answer a number of questions in this presentation. So weather sensing hardware, including connectivity and options, software, the type of software and data solutions, preventive maintenance, and decision aid support products that are offered. So first off, we like to think of IoT agriculture, Internet of Things agriculture, as a nested approach. It's not one device that you use on farm to look at your particular problem. So we can have weather stations, but we use crop cameras, we have storage tank monitoring, inside outside animal welfare, trackers on assets, probes in fields, nutrition management, disease and crop modeling. So there's a whole host of solutions that are required. This allows us to connect the field and farm and really try to shave off our risk and return a higher return on investment by using a set of tools over the entire growing season, from seeding through field accessibility, spray weather, workforce management, disease, nutrition management. They all allow us to react on time better based on real-time alerts. So we become better managers, we optimize our input, we reduce our risk, shave it off, and return better investment based on the tools. So the first question on sensing hardware and connectivity options. So in terms of telecommunication, we offer a huge range of telecommunication. All our modems are built directly into our boards, so we work in all different countries under different cellular providers, so 2G, 3G, LTE, narrowband IoT, LTE-M, 𝙤𝙤𝙁𝙤𝙁, LoRa, and Wi-Fi. They're all part of it, we'll see. We have weather stations based on a wide range of different solutions required for your field operation, from simplistic to very complex. The configuration of these, we can configure them how need be based on a very large set of different sensors we offer. In our product catalog, you can see that. And of course, we offer both sales and leasing in terms of you purchase hardware outright, or you can buy a leasing package and you can buy services to add on to your devices. So telecommunications, as indicated, we work in this space and have them built right into our board. So we do have all the different standard ways of communicating, LTE today, 3G, and more recently the movement into narrowband IoT, LTE-M, 𝙤𝙤𝙁, and LoRa. So all these devices, depending upon what's required, are configured based on the correct modem so that they are connected back to our platform, Field Climate. So in terms of the devices, you can see a wide range of devices here, from very simplistic, buried underground, to a full meteorological station, and different ways of communicating for all these devices. So depending upon what's required, we configure the device with the right sensors for your application. In terms of the sensors, we have a wide variety as indicated, and you can see a few here, from moisture probes, ultrasonic wind speed, frost sensors, ultrasonic for snow, water depth, leaf wetness. All of them are possible, rain bucket, and more. So the software, in terms of the data access solutions, we have in terms of METOS USA, Field Climate, desktop and mobile, which you can get with the purchase of the station. You can also have a white labeled Field Climate with your white labeled logos on it accordingly. We have a very extensive API for all stations and sensors for a customer's network. We can also extend the API into our precision forecasting, work planning, and disease models, you'll see. And we can import third-party data such as Davis into our software. So here's Field Climate. We have both the desktop and an example of the iOS Android. They are free with the hardware purchase. It provides access to all your sensor data for a particular device, whether it's a weather station, camera, whatever you're using in our set. We have a rich source of graphing capability and table data, exporting a table as well from directly within the system. And you can combine that with then site-specific forecasts, crop models, and work planning tools in addition, which we'll talk about. The API, we have an API built into Field Climate where you can actually export directly from Field Climate through keys to your device, and you can see some partners here, or a more corporate one where you can access a whole network of devices, ingest into your platform, and build it into what you want in your platform. Import is strictly importing data. We can import a data station so that the end user then can use our tool set of 80 different crop models for their particular problem, or a forecast, or the work planning tools. We do preventative maintenance on our whole system through a number of different ways. We have a very detailed full admin dashboard that allows you to completely track the station in terms of communication, sensors, SIM cards, owners, is it communicating, what's the log events both to the station and to the server when it communicates. You can set up alerts on the system as well for any type of sensor. We can do over the wire reconfigurations or resets over the cellular network, or push an SMS to the device to reconfigure it. We can also have maintenance visits set up with a service contract depending upon what you want in that service contract. We have a ticketing system, so you can enter tickets so that they're looked at professionally and kept track of and responded to with answers through the ticketing, which follows up on a 1-800 technical support line in addition. And we have a very detailed e-learning portal that provides a learn at your own pace for all the different devices we cover off, and troubleshooting steps. So in terms of field climate, what do we offer in terms of the really decision support tools? We have web and SMS alerting, precision forecasts, work planning tools, crop models, soil moisture tools, and farm view. We'll all go through in this discussion. So in terms of field climate, it's set up with a menu that allows a whole bunch of actionable tools, from simple graphing of data. Here you're looking at the dashboard page, precision forecast, work planning tools, animal production, heat units, crop and disease model, soil moisture tools, and web and SMS alerts. These are, of course, many of them can be pushed out through the API. So setting up an alert, you can do these notifications SMS or web-based, where you define what you want to look at. In this, it's wind speed, ultrasonic wind speed, and you can set different thresholds, how often you want it to be updated and pushed to which devices in addition. What you get on your mobile then is a little bell that sets, here's the alert that you got, and of course your work action that you take as a result of that alert. We also have very detailed site-specific forecasting. So these are forecasts that are hourly, updated hourly for the actual device, not the nearest town, but the device, nudged and tuned with the data from the device, and becomes a smart forecast because it learns the weather at that device. So what you get then is very precision, hour by hour data on a whole host of things, from wind speed directions, precip probability, temperatures, leaf wetness. And those are all available in detail or even on your mobile device. They get built into work planning tools then, and the work planning tools we offer are plant nutrition, field accessibility, tillage, sowing window by different crops, plant protection by different crops, and a harvest window by different crops. And what you get then is a color-coded scheme in front of you. So if we look at plant protection, maroon would be the worst, bright green would be the best. So this is the hour by hour of where the best conditions are for spraying, and this is about the survivability of a droplet, things like delta T and wind speed and rain, and looking at those conditions over time. So all those are built in, as well as tool sets. We also then have a whole set, as discussed, of disease and pest models, more than 80 different disease models for 40 crops, which is really governed based off of the station in the field, collecting the appropriate data, and then looking at the disease infection process, either for modeling the infection of the event that's occurring, sporulation of the event, those type of things. And it's governed off of the traditional disease triangle, where the environment overwhelms the host's defense from the pathogen. So the environment tips the scale in favor of the pathogen to overwhelm the host's defenses against it. So here we have, for apple, a whole set of different models that are available inside as an example of field climate. We also need to really point out the importance of local data. So this is only about a mile apart. One's in a crop and one's under grass. You can see the infectious period and the amount of leaf wetness is much higher in a crop than it is under a grass environment. So the key here is to have data actually in your crop, your sensor in your crop, to do a proper type of model for any model for any disease. We also have a whole set of soil moisture tools based on different types of sensors, so you can look at where to put the soil moisture sensor based on soil type. You can monitor it at various different sensor levels, the soil moisture. You can look at the root zone soil moisture, which is here. You then apply water based on what you see in that root zone, and you effectively control your fertigation water for better yield potential. So conventional would have over application and too many and too much water, whereas here we're applying correctly based on the field capacity and wilting point of that particular crop. In terms of the probes, there's an awful lot of data that's available by sensor and by depth, so you can look at when the water was applied, how much fell, and how much each profile got in terms of water, whether there's an active root zone occurring or not, or it's too dry. So there's a lot of things you can glean from a probe, but it's all about the shape of the curve, the flow point and refill point of that probe. We build that into our geospatial engine called FarmView, so now you can set up management zones or crop management zones, look at a probe in that particular management zone, lay out the growth curve in the rooting zone, planting date and harvest dates, and then you actually track right by date and by that zone what's occurring in terms of soil moisture, so you know exactly what's occurring in that root zone in terms of moisture as the roots grow deeper and deeper, and you have an idea of when to water, when not to water, and the potential of yield. So we talked about digital agronomy, which is really the merging of traditional agronomy and IoT ag, which is hardware, telecommunications, and software. It allows you to know before you go. You save time and money through reduced field trips. It has many holistic solutions for the connected field. There are a set of actionable tools and growing number of actionable tools based on a stoplight approach. Boots on the ground agronomy remains the key. Still field scouting and combining what we're doing here gives a better solution. And we allow learning for all this through our e-learning platform on new technology and solutions. So I thank you for your time.